On paper, the natural enemy of the Toyota GR Corolla would seem to be the Honda Civic Type R. It's a fellow 300-ish horsepower compact, built on the bones of a popular commuter chassis, but outfitted with all the goodies that we dreamed of bolting to these cars when we were just making doodles in history class. But until we can do a proper track test, we won't know exactly how the GR Corolla stacks up against the Civic. But after spending some time on track with each of the 3 trim levels of the Toyota, we can make some educated guesses. The real magic of the GR Corolla is in the slick all-wheel drive system that has 3 user-selectable torque splits. The base setting divides the torque 60-40 front to rear, while track mode gives an even 50-50 split. There's also a selectable 30-70 front to rear split, which was actually our subjective favorite on the mid-speed curves of Utah Motorsport Campus East Loop. On track, the different torque split modes each have their own distinct personality. 60-40 mode is predictably pushy, but the GR Corolla still displays good grip, particularly in steady-state cornering. In 50-50 track mode, the car is a bit more neutral, particularly on corner exits, but corner entrance still demands a bit more patience. Our favorite mode on track, though, was the 30-70 split, which was an absolute delight to drive. Entry attitude could be set very precisely through trail braking, and it seemed like we were back to power much sooner with the more rear-biased split active. Exits were nice and neutral, and mid-corner adjustments could be easily made through steering while you just kept your right foot planted on the throttle through the apex. Also notable on track were the brakes, the front rotors of which are nearly as large as the ones on our C5 Corvette Time Attack project car. But even with OEM pads and repeated journalist abuse, we never detected anything much worse than a light whiff of eau de pad from the brakes, and engagement and modulation were just as good at the end of the day as they were first thing in the morning. A slightly more aggressive pad may be necessary for repeated hot lapping, but the as-delivered braking system seems to have the thermal capacity for track use. So the GR Corolla in all of its trims is just superbly easy to drive on track. In that regard, it kind of reminds us more of a Hyundai Veloster N than it does a Honda Civic Type R. The chassis is extremely communicative and intuitive, and it makes you feel like a trail-breaking hero by the second lap. The pedals are also well-placed and well-swept for heel and toe operation, although the excellent user-switchable rev matching system is probably better at doing it than you are, and that gives you one less thing to worry about when thousandths of a second matter. We're also curious to sample the GR Corolla at sea level. At the nearly 5,000-foot elevation of Utah Motorsports Campus, the Corolla's engine felt a little less urgent than the last Honda Civic Type R that we tested, but this could be just as much of a case of the Corolla's chassis doing such an excellent job of putting the power down and calming that delivery as it is anything else. We fully expect the GR Corolla to run with the Civic R and Veloster N on our test track once we finally have one to sample from the local press fleet. Overall, Toyota really seems to have accomplished their goal of delivering a hot hatch that can compete in the current climate. It's definitely more than a slapped-up Corolla. If the additional assembly line steps didn't convince you of that, take one drive in the GR Corolla and experience its superbly refined chassis, and you will be convinced. And it's also a welcome return to the days when many major manufacturers were competing in the hot hatch marketplace. Want to see more about the exciting Toyota GR Corolla? Click the link in the description, check us out online at grassrootsmotorsports.com, and subscribe to our channel to see more videos like this one.
Support brands that support Grassroots Motorsports. Get your chemical solutions from CRC Industries. Visit crcindustries.com to learn more.